Hi guys, I'm Laurent from Thunder Laser. I will introduce you the new SLM machine series, and I'm going to show you exactly how to go from an uncreated SLM series machine to a ready-to-print metal part, step by step, in order. Let's go! By the end of this video, your machine is leveled. All utilities are connected and verified. A new Thunder software is opened with a job file loaded, ready for your first metal print. But before any of that, there is a specific connection order you must follow. Skip it and you risk static damage to the laser source. The SLM series machine weighs around 530 kg. You will need a forklift with at least 1 ton capacity and 1.5 meter fork length. The transport path must be wider than 1.2 meter. Once the machine reaches its final position, lower it carefully onto a hard, flat and anti-static surface. And keep the keys and toolkit close. Both are needed for what comes next. The floor must be hard, flat to within 5 mm per square meter and vibration free. Keep the room between 21 and 25 degrees Celsius and the humidity below 40%. Once in position, lower the leveling feet until the machine is firmly fixed. No rocking. Now, 3 connections in a specific order. Gas and water always before the power, always in this order. So cooling comes first. Connect the chiller water hoses in this way, outlet to inlet, inlet to outlet. You have here all the galvos parts, here all the laser parts. So just let's do it. Galvo inlet to the galvo outlet. Galvo outlet to the galvo inlet on the machine. Let's go now for the laser chiller hoses. Inlet, outlet, outlet, inlet. As easy as this. Then we'll have to plug the aviation power connector. Just in this way. The next step will be to fill the distilled water until the gauge sits in the green zone. One heads up for your very first fill. When water circulate through the hoses for the first time, the level will drop slightly. Top it back up to green. This is a one-time step. After that, you're set. Next, the gas. Install the pressure reducing valve on your argon or nitrogen cylinder. The purity should be above 99.95%. Connect the 10 mm gas hose from the valve to the main gas inlet on your machine. Open the cylinder valve and confirm. The input pressure should be below 0.5 kilopascals and the flow rate above 50 liters per minute. Be careful, your print room must have an oxygen concentration alarm installed. The purging cycle will displace ambient air with inert gas. Last connection, main power. Grounded AC 220 volts, 50 or 60 Hz. Always connect power last. After the chiller and gas are already in place. That orders matters. You have now completed all 3 physical connections. What comes next is where most operators make the mistake that cost them their first build. 3 steps to power on, in order. Main load switch at the rear, flip it on. Emergency stop button on the front, just unlock it by twisting in the clockwise. And finally, insert your keys and turn the key switch on. And that's it. Once the IPC has fully booted, just launch Thunder Make from the display. This is your primary control interface. Manual machine control, atmosphere management, and job loading all happen here. Leave it on the machine setup panel for now, because before you load your print file, there are 4 physical steps inside the machine. One of them is a precision check that determines whether your first build will succeed or fail on the layer 1. Before opening the machine, full PPE, mask, nitrile gloves, safety goggles. Metal powder at this particle size is a respiratory hazard and a static risk. Verify the powder is completely dry. Oven dry it if there is any doubt, and correctly sieved. Open the top cover, enlarge the dosing cylinder cap, add your power, and reseal it securely. First, clean the metal substrate plate. Open the seal chamber door and install the substrate into the build cylinder. Tighten the mounting screws in a diagonal pattern. This ensures even pressure across the entire plate. But even pressure alone is not enough. The substrate must pass one more check before you proceed, and most operators skip it. This is the check that most operators skip, and it is the one that kills the first build. Lay a precision straight edge flat across the substrate. It must sit perfectly flush with the build platform surface. Any gap means the recutter blade will collide with the substrate on the very first layer pass. 30 seconds now saves hours later. In Thunder Make, go to the machine setup panel. Click dosing cylinder to dispense a preliminary amount of powder. Enter 465 in the recutter movement field and click the left arrow. The recutter will sweep powder across the forming area. Click Home to return. And after that, look through the chamber window. You need to see a thin, even powder layer. What you are about to see is the last precision step before this machine is clear to print. And it takes just 30 seconds. The protective glass cover at the top of the chamber sits directly in the laser beam pass. Use lens cleaning tissue only. Wipe from the center outward in smooth radial strokes. A single smudge here will defocus the 500-watt fiber laser from layer 1. This step takes 30 seconds. Do not skip it. Install the suction box with its air outlet facing inward. Close and latch the seal chamber door. Final inspection before you touch the software. Chilled water level, green zone. Chamber door latched. Power hopper lid sealed. Gas cylinder pressure adequate. Every item checked. You are now cleared for your first metal printing. This is what a ready SLM series machine looks like. The SLC file is loaded, the atmosphere is about to purge, and the moment that indicator turns green. You are cleared for your first metal print. You ran from uncreated machine to this. This is the setup done. If this workthrough helped you, just subscribe and go to thunderlaser.com to download all the technical specification and brochure about the SLM series. If you want to see exactly that comes next, such as running a scan layer and executing your first build, just this video will come very soon. So stay here and I will see you there. Bye bye guys.